I'm going to 100% Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate by saving the Rat Master from Shredder. Download the game for yourself on Nintendo Switch using my link below. Thanks Super Evil Megacorp for sponsoring. After Leonardo was ambushed by the Foot Clan and sent back to his home, Master Splinter communicates through the astral plane indicating he's okay. But we waste no time kicking off a search for our master in the sewers. The underground is clogged with rats who bite and charge, Foot Clan ninjas who slash, and sweet upgrades for clearing each room. Since this is a roguelike, I generally attack once before dodging away to avoid the Mousers and toxic ROUSs.
Rodents of unusual size? I don't think they exist.
To help with the extermination, each turtle has 2 special moves. For Leo, one's a lunge slash for those faraway foes, and the second is a flurry of shurikens for extra crowd control. My reward for slaying the ROUSs is a pizza for extra health, while I replace my shurikens with smoke bombs for Hades-like dodging. And I'll need it, because spitting toxic bombs in the next room is the Rat Baron mini-boss. This out-of-control mutation spits area denial vomit, cries for rat reinforcements when overwhelmed, and then sits menacingly. Thanks, pal. In response, I smoke jump around, hack and slash through the ratty hordes, avoid the splash zone from toxins, and put an end to the rat nobility. Fighting forward, I run into an oversized foot ninja equipped with a buster blade. First there's Cloud, then a Chocobo Cloud, now a Ninja Cloud? Anywho, I find a portal which I enter where Mikey is my kindred spirit wanting pineapple on pizza. Ah, come on, dude, anchovies? Next is the shop run by the chairman, who's just a merchant.
Welcome.
Where I buy an extra slice of pizza and some dragon coins in exchange for scraps. Pressing on, I encounter Slash, who's a bit tied up, kidnapped by Leatherhead, who's looking a lot like Killer Croc. The Gator boss starts off strong with area-crushing attacks, telegraphed charges across the arena, and bone-crushing bites. Fortunately, his first phase attacks are easy enough to dodge out of their way, and using Leo's special dash allows me to ambush Leatherhead from behind. This man or reptile is so slow to turn. When I get him down to half health, the Gator dives into the sewage, spawns rats, and then rushes across the screen, killing said rats. Back on land, Leatherhead sends waves in straight lines after me, and continues his eradication. So I do what Leo does best and slash and dodge out of the way. I'm looking a lot like the hash-slinging slasher here, until at long last, I chip away all of his health and watch as Leatherhead teleports away.
You didn't see anything.
Now to heal with pizza, free Slash from his imprisonment, and I get to pick an additional passive ability exclusive to one of Leo's brothers. I go for extra damage, of course, and then move forward trekking the docks, where there await more Foot Clan, who now have shuriken throwers. And man, they are a pain when I'm dealing with a horde of them. And how are they turtle seeking? At least I'm rewarded for my pain with an elemental water attack. Leonardo's now a member of the Squirtle Squad. I just hope it's enough for the gigantic Sea Sentinel mini-boss, another aerial denial foe who pounds the ground, stomps at us, and uses superhero landings in attempts to make us turtle soup. But the fight solution is the usual slash and hack, dodge for dramatic flair, and finish him with a stylish special move. In this area shop, I run into Genghis, who as usual is plotting something. Quick, let's eat some pizza to heal up, make like a frog, and hop out of here, right into the waiting jaws of an army of foot ninjas, Mousers,
with frickin' laser beams attached to their heads,
and fall into a shuriken spam trap, bringing an end to my first run.
I didn't lose. I merely failed to win.
Seriously though, I'm back alive at the Turtle Sewer home. Preparing for a better attempt next time, I unlock an artifact which ups my chances for water powers, then use dragon coins to unlock permanent upgrades I will be able to keep between lives, opting for 1 revival per run, in addition to gaining another dash and boosting my attack and HP. On my way out, I decide to test out Mikey's abilities for the second try. With his AoE nunchuck attack, I easily sweep through the first now Mouser mini-boss and combo through Leatherhead for the second round. Except this time, I mainly farm dragon coins, which really dampers my combat boosts this round, but should pay off in the future with permanent upgrades. Moving through the docks, I come across a Mouser Bombardier, who summons legions of mini-Mousers and bombards the arena randomly with hot plasma shots, yet is comboed off the board and nets me with an absolutely necessary upgrade, the Light Shield, a barrier that stays for just over a second after dashing that reflects projectiles. Now, I'm on a boat!
Got my swim trunks and my flippy floppy.
Chill, Mikey. This isn't the time to be goofing around.
Well, aren't you a wet blanket, Leo? But he is right. Karai is freaking here. Shredder's second in command launches into a combination of telegraphed slashes, melding into the shadows so she can launch an ambush of pure kunai carnage, and turning the deck into a literal bullet hell that I dodge with milliseconds to spare. Find tiny openings in her assault to lay on the pain and try to outrange her broad sweeping attacks.
Oh, mouth breather!
Mikey, please don't antagonize her more. Her chain of attacks already seem endless, and I have to play extremely careful because one slip-up will send me back home again. When I get her halfway down, Karai's rage gauge fills, speeding up her already quick attack pattern. After repeating my dash through her projectiles and bonking her when I can, for what feels like forever, I get extremely greedy on the final combo, almost ending my second run completely. But I come out on top as I see her flee through a portal. After that sweat fest, an old turtle friend says hi, and I finally enter New York City proper, where, like I suspected, Genghis sent out his frog minions for a brawl. Mikey, take it easy on the guy. You're supposed to be the funny one. Now, as for the bigger Foot Clan ninja, who has stolen Karai's moves, rip him to shreds and ask, will the real Karai please stand up? Anyhow, the city seems to be morphing into a Lovecraftian invention. But who cares? They have pizza.
Cowabunga!
Now to face the Rat Prince, who for some reason won't stop fighting with the area's Mousers. And he's not the only one. Every faction seems to want a piece of each other. Hey, I'm not complaining. I just assumed all the bad guys liked each other. Even with the infighting, there are times the enemies group together to try to kill me. Afterwards, I celebrate surviving with more pizza. But my partying is cut short by Bebop and Rocksteady. The latter acts as a ranged support with a Gatling laser cannon and jumps around yelling, "Booty busting time!" Meanwhile, Bebop slides around the streets with his chainsaw, then showboats before he uses a flaming slash. Over time, the fight devolves into me dodging for my life and dashing behind Rocksteady while he's shooting, because he turns so slowly, then avoiding Bebop when he inevitably charges in to protect his ranged friend. I continue to chip and chip at the pair's health, attempting to separate the two to go after the Ranger, and eventually find a groove to take Rocksteady down. After what felt like an entire war, I managed to get him down to half health, prompting the Dimes for Crime duo to run away.
Get back here and finish this!
So I am forced to give chase, but am blocked by shield-blocking Mousers, keeping me back from the evil mutants. I struggle against the robots to shut down the first shield, but in their second line of defense, I dodge right into a Mega Mouser's beam, popping my revive. I retaliate by taking down the second shield, and am locked in with Rocksteady and Bebop once again. The Rhino has learned a new mortar laser trick, and the giant Mouser behind keeps shooting a beam down the middle of the arena. And I'm not gonna lie, it became near impossible to avoid everything, and I almost took Rocksteady down with me. Back home, I decided to give Donatello a spin and spent all the hard-earned dragon coins on upgrades, including an extra dash charge. Now to cover the nerdy brother. Donatello has a twirling bow staff crowd control skill,
This one gang kept wanting me to join because I'm pretty good with the bow staff.
as well as an invincible shield that also damages foes upon proccing. On top of his combat skills, Donatello heals a small amount between matches and reduces his secondary skills recharge time. But he's not really my style. His attacks felt too slow for my taste, and I died before even making it back to Bebop and Rocksteady. Back in the lair, a mysterious voice calls out to us, unlocking Dreamer coins, a new way to get upgrades for all my runs. A new round means a new turtle called Raphael, who as the team's bruiser does tons of critical hit damage and yells,
Get over here!
with chained kunai, and I mean that literally.
Get over here.
Anywho, by the time Raph makes it to Leatherhead, he's absolutely melting enemies with his other multi-jab skill, which is a flurry of blows dealing major damage. I did run into a slight issue with Karai, because she has a new form. She's a firebender, calling down comets. And when she rages, hot lava drenches the area around her. It used to be that I could get some free hits when she's cooling down from her rage, but now she also spews flames while doing so. Karai even manages to pop my revival in the fight before I take her down again. These mistakes added up to a terrible start in New York City and led to my 4th loss. Didn't even get to Bebop and Rocksteady again.
But I lived.
That's it. I'm going back to my main man, Mikey. And I'm going all in on the Shuriken skills, so I can finally rematch against the Discount Dynamic Duo and learn from the past by baiting away Bebop, nailing down Rocksteady when he's alone, and spamming the Shurikens when they are available, because they boomerang back for extra damage. I easily dodge my way to destroy Rocksteady, then use the power of the throwing star to keep my distance from Bebop, at last bringing down these poor excuses for henchmen. And of course, they portal away. Casey Jones? Well, look who's late for the party. He talks long enough to say he's not coming with us. You scared?
What's the matter, scared?
Moving on, I come full circle back to the New York rooftops where Master Splinter was taken. And man, these enemies are getting tougher to kill, especially these robotic rejects. To combat this, I took the next few upgrades and put them all towards health.
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch!
Traversing roof to roof, I run into the twin assassins, who seem to each copy one of Karai's original or fire forms. One fans out numerous blades, and the other teleports in with extra kunai. One will use the shadow escape, and the other will call down a fireball. While they certainly mimic Karai, I've learned as well to dodge their telegraphed moves, and use my new ability that shoots out shurikens with every dash while playing it safe. I fill the screen with ninja stars, baby, and send the pair packing. Meeting up once more with a shopkeeper in a view with a room, I prep for what's ahead with an extra revive, but there's no pizza to heal me up.
Bummer, dude!
And oh crap, there he is, the Shredder.
Winner takes all!
What is this? 8th grade basketball or something? Just tell me where Splinter is. I guess Shredder takes my insult to heart, because he launches into a descending comet assault, followed by a clawed lunge. For an old man, Shredder is really spry, morphing into the floor trying to sneak attack me. So I dodge and avoid his arena sweeping movements, and use my onslaught of shurikens to create some distance between us. But the big boss responds with more comets, spinning kicks triggering my last revive, and even more shadow sneak attacks. I really gotta save my dashes to avoid those. Shredder is not messing around, and is proving to be one tough boss. I barely managed to get him down to half health before a final sneak attack finishes me off. I should have saved my dodge for it. No time to whine. I briskly blast my way through my next attempt, already making it to the run-up section before Shredder, featuring a different mini-boss than the twins before, who I still disposed of quickly. Rushing back into the shop right before the Tin Man, I quickly change my artifact to the Astral Charm, which grants extra invulnerability after a revive. And this time, the outcome will be different, Shredder. Having seen Shredder's moveset firsthand, I easily dash past his various attacks and use the tried and true Shuriken spam. My dashes even spawn 5 ninja stars, and they boomerang back, so I dodge around the metalhead, letting my spiky projectiles do the heavy lifting, and dashing into him to proc burning due to another unlocked skill. So the dance continues until I've got him. Huh? He's not defeated? Now I have to fight his underlings while he recharges or something? Until with a meteoric slam, Master Shredder emerges at full strength. I thought he was tough before, but now he mixes together his moves with shadowy auras. If I didn't have the shurikens constantly flinging, I don't know how I'd even land a blow. Annoyingly, he also adds on Buster Sword Elites to add to the chaos, but I will not lose that easily. You have your shadows, but my ninja stars will be the end of you. You may be a master of ninjutsu, but let's see you
dodge this.
Shredder fades away, and Splinter is now freed, or so I thought. On the contrary, the game has only just begun, according to some mysterious being, that this is just the first round of many, and it will get more challenging from here. Instead of our master, they hand over his cane and say goodbye for now. Well, we're not gonna give up that easily. Not only are the runs more difficult now, shimmering portals also appear, affecting entire rounds of the game, buffing enemies so we can get greater rewards. For example, this one converts all enemy health to shielding, making the foes completely flinch-proof. Yeah, I avoided this modifier whenever I could. Increasing the difficulty even further are gauntlet challenges, red portals that only appear in the place of mini-bosses or main bosses. These challenges can be game-ending in the early game. Since I haven't passed through many rooms yet, I'm not well equipped. This is where permanent upgrades really come in handy. That's not to mention when you face a real boss. Not only do they flow through their attacks more rapidly, and their health is monumental, but other mini bosses can pop up at any time, completely overwhelming you. And of course, when I don't go for the gauntlet on the next attempt, freaking Genghis teams up with Leatherhead, making even the normal bosses a serious threat. In the words of Teenage Mutant Anakin Skywalker, how can you do this? It's outrageous. It's unfair. On the bright side, characters like Slash add more artifacts to our arsenal, and newer Dragon Coin spent upgrades show up on the field to aid us, like one that drops pizza when beating up the Foot Clan soldiers. On top of that, I got insanely lucky during one run that allowed me to get 100% chance to throw shurikens during attacks, meaning my screen constantly was flooded with ninja stars, and this build obliterated any boss foolish enough to stand in my way. I could sit back and spam attacks and not even have to worry about counters. A build this powerful cannot go to waste. Thus, I take the Gauntlet Shredder Challenge, where I witness Shredhead go Super Shredder, who seems to be more intimidating than usual, rushes across the screen like his second in command, and shoots shadows across the board. But he was swiftly overwhelmed by my renewed Shuriken Blitz, and he fell for the second time. The entity from the portal gives us Splinter's teapot for this victory, and I return to base to spend my hard-earned extra rewards. I return again to the sewers to finally face Genghis alone. Well, with his friend Napoleon. While they are ooze and club powerhouses, I have gotten better at the game, dodging their preemptive attacks and slashing through their defenses. Riding high from my previous victories, I decide to take on the Gauntlet Karai, who as it turns out has shadow powers like Shredder. But I feel like this Karai is harder than the actual final boss. Not only are her attacks faster, but I am only equipped with half the skills and upgrades that I can carry in a run. Look at this! Even when fast forwarded, the fight was a total slog. Anywho, I make it back to Shredder, but this time my shurikens were underleveled, so I was forced to use ooze-laden nunchucks, which cause residual damage over time. I have Shredder's attacks memorized and now easily dodge around them, while closing distances to bring him the pain. Even his second phase is no longer a threat, so I take him down thrice and now have Master Splinter's mug back. You've seen me beat Buckethead with ooze and with shurikens. Now witness what happens when I put both together. Granted, the ninja stars were not as upgraded as I normally like, but the results speak for themselves. Using his name against him, I shred through Shredder's health bar, regaining the Master's own apron. On the very next attempt, it felt like RNGesus betrayed me, because all I got was a hodgepodge of random upgrades. So none of my attacks stood out as being particularly powerful. By the time I'm in Shredder's domain, my shurikens do pitiful damage, and about all I have are dash fire and ooze damaging skills. So I fall back on my dash behind the boss and slap him while he faces away methods, with just a hint of ninja stars while disengaging. Honestly, it was a fun challenge of my timing and skills to recover Splinter's bowl. Shredder still hasn't learned his lesson, so on my 6th winning battle versus him, I go all in on nunchucks and flame abilities. Every time I whack his body, he gets burned, and his moves are ingrained in my mind after playing this for hours, so I easily weave through his measly defenses, multi-jab into his back, and use a fiery finisher on the final slam of each combo. I'm awarded with Master Splinter's TV, but how will he watch his soap operas? Immediately jumping back at it in hopes of freeing Master once and for all, with my loadout this time focused on revives and maximum health boosts. By the end of this rematch, I just squared up against Mr. Metal and beat him down while tanking more attacks than usual. But all I got was an old family photo. Metalhead, my robotic companion, tell me I'm close to getting Splinter back.
Affirmative. The final trophy, Master Splinter, will bring inventory level to 100%.
I can do this. All right, brothers, one last time. Let's make this trek under the city through our watery home, across the piers and docks blowing through the competition, then move across the streets of New York and circle back to the roofs where this all began. I can feel the pressure mounting and decide to take a different route than I'm used to, choosing speed as a buff and to buy one more revive just in case. This is it, the final battle. The Shredder tries his old tricks, jumping around the arena and using area denial, but I also have my old tricks. Filling the helipad with shurikens, dashing through the old man for extra damage, and deplete his first form without breaking a sweat. Shredder continues his rampage after healing up, but like another blue hedgehog mutant I know, I gotta go fast, depleting his health bar in literal seconds. Go Mikey, go Mikey, go! With one final sweep, Shredder falls for the last time. Hand him over, whoever you are, and that was it. One final portal brings us all back home with Splinter along with our friends. Speaking of friends, don't forget to download the game using my link to support my channel, but also to participate in the rad multiplayer that features both online and couch co-op. That's how I 100%ed TMNT Splintered Fate. Thank you Super Evil Megacorp for sponsoring. Don't forget to like the video and sub for more content. You all have a good one. Thanks.